following the three-pointer by Utah. Pass to Kufis. Here's the monster. The basket drops and gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. Breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for Utah.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Stockton's checked in for Joe Ingles. The Kings trail by 7. Collison dishes to Casper. Outside Collison. At the top of the key, Casper. He kicks it to McLemore. 5 to shoot. Collison. Rebound, Utah. A strong season from Darren Collison cut short last year. Greg shut down at the end of last February.
Yeah, he had that issue with his hip, and that kind of ended things for him in what had been a promising season. A shame, since he was having the best of his career to date.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting 47% since getting things started in the third quarter. He dishes it to Kufis. And McLemore gets to Caspi. Steps back and shoots. It's hauled in by Lyle.
Collison was having a career year last year, guys. I mean, 16 points a game was a career high for him, and he also shot more threes than ever before.
Here's the monster. He's got 11. There's the pass to Silk. Here's the monster. Shoots the 3. Shot is off.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Butler kicks to Caspi. The drive by Collison. Oh, that's good. There's Lyles. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Ben McLemore.
And I think even in the injury-shortened season, Collison showed he is still a starter in the NBA. Now, he's been used as a super six man in the past, but he's just as effective, I believe, at starting the game.
And Utah making a change here. George is checked in. Both good from the line that time.
They didn't shoot it well from the line in the first half. But they've turned it around here, and it's helped them secure the lead. I mean, free throw shooting is important when you're trying to pad a lead.
Here is Caspi. He's got 6.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
76% on the season from the foul line.
And you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
Doc, he's checked in for the monster. And he can't hit the second. Utah leading by 8. Here is Doc. He's got 13. He was all alone on that one. 10 points here for George.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The drive by Collison. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. On the McLemore. That's good. McLemore's got 5.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
Here is Doc. Dishes it to George. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Talk about great numbers for George. He's got 13 points, and he has sent a bunch of shots in reverse.
And because of that, there's now a major intimidation factor working in their favor.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the third. Three-pointer, Hayward. Kufis grabs the miss. Kufis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside Collison. There's the screen. On deep, McLemore. Rebound, Utah. Silk's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And he knocks down the first one.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of them.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. 29 seconds left to play in the third. Outside Collison. Butler on the wing. Back to Collison. 5 on the clock. It's tipped. One-on-one fast break. And he gets it to go. 14 points for Silk.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Utah out in front. They finish off the third quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here is Doc on the floor for Sacramento. Nene is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Gay in at the 3.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Outside Rondo. Nene, the pass to Cousins. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Gobert, the screen. It's tipped. To the paint. Passes it to Doc. Outside, George. Clock at 6. Hayward from outside. George passes to Doc. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Monsters checked in for Utah. The dish to Gay. 13 feet away. Gobert pulls it in.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Here's the Monster. He's guarded by Cousins. A 3 from George. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
This is a tremendous solo run he's on. I mean, the kind we've seen him have so many times before.
Rondo dishes to Gay. A fadeaway. Again, the miss by the Kings.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Here's Doc. Back to Hayward. And the rejection by Cousins. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Clock at 4. Here's the Monster. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And Utah leads by 17. Kings have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Nene, the screen. Hayward against Rondo to the inside. The shot by Nene, no good.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
The first one falls.
No slowing him down, just some incredible numbers for Doc. He has 14 points and 3 blocks. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
And Clark, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and his D, it has been on point.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And Nene has it in the corner. Gay drives in. Another miss by Gay.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Here's Doc. Rebound by the Kings.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Rondo with the ball. Now defended by Hayward. And the shot's good from Nene.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's the monster. He's covered by Rondo. Over to the wing. Here's George. And he makes it look easy. Jumping it hard with one hand.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's had.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cotton here. Dry spell for sure.
And you look at Thunder, what a contribution.
He's on fire. And they needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Timeout called by the Kings. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Rondo kicks to Cousins. A terrific shot on the turnaround. Cousins has got 25 points in the game.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Here's the monster. Gobert, the screen. A shot by Hayward, wide open. Off target from three-point range.
Well, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Feeds it to Bellinelli. 10 hits. Hayward with some nice D. Utah leading by 16. The monster passes to Hayward. Drills it from outside.
He had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
Here's Rondo. Gay outside. He feeds it to Cousins. Nene, the screen. Now Bellinelli. Nene, the screen. Rondo kicks to Gay. 6 on the shot clock. Can't hit from 12.
It's just been a frustrating day for him all the way around, and it's rubbed off now, I think, on the rest of the team.
Here's George. And again, it's Utah.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passes of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses. Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Utah calls timeout.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
Silks checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Utah has possession. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. The monster passes to Hayward. Rondo with the steal. And now the fast break. Rondo with the ball. Here's Nene. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver. The first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's very good point.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Nene with it. George picks him up. Nene, the screen. Bellinelli dishes to Nene. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space. Tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions are made of.
That one misses.
You look at what Nene has done so far. 9 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
Inside, Silk, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
That's leadership. Really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
The monster passes to George. And that one's good. George has got 9 points now in the quarter.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
Rondo kicks to Gay.
And in today's NBA, it's all about spacing on offense. It used to be more about finding matchups to exploit. Now it is all about opening up great looks by spreading the floor.
Right side George. Pass to Silk. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's the monster. He's covered by Rondo. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Sacramento making a switch here. Collison's out there. Here's the monster. The feed now to Hayward. And the pass to Down. The 3 from George. Bellinelli pulls it in. Bellinelli's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Cousins dishes to Collison. Back to Cousins. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 4 assists now tonight.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
The monster passes to Doc. Here's the monster. Bellinelli is covering.
I mean, that's a point guard playing like a power forward.
And he can do a little bit of everything out there.
Yeah, he torches defenders in all kinds of ways. When he's on the floor, he's a matchup headache.
Jumps up. Rejected by Collison. It's Nene, high post, from the line. No good. George with the defensive effort. Utah leading by 19 points. Passes it to the monster. To the middle. Here's Silk. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah. He is so smooth. Even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique. That combination of power and polish.
Utah has gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. The 3 ball. And the shot is good. And that's now 20 points for the monster.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Ladies and gentlemen, next team.
A different look for Utah. Portis, he's checked in for George. Lyle comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Stockton subbed in for Doc. Here's Bellinelli off the inbound. He takes it up and lays it in.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Utah leading by 20. Here's the monster. 7-foot shot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
That's his second personal foul.
Free throw good. Portis.
Bobby Portis at the line for 2.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
They're doing a great job here in the second half. They've brought their free throw percentage up quite a bit. And that's winning basketball. That's one of the ingredients in winning basketball. Good free throw shooting.
Nene kicks to Gay. They get a hand on it. Nene setting the pick for Collison. Cranes it from beyond the arc.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
There's the pick. Pass to Wiles. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Nene's got 8 rebounds in this game. Gay kicks to Nene. Outside Collison. Here's Cousins. And he overshot that one, missing.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Clark Wiles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
Here's Cousins. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Utah leading by 20.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total miss.
Clark, an all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so it'll boost this year.
And certainly, they've had the edge in this matchup.
Now they've got their sights set on that sweep, Greg, 3-zip. And given what's going on in the first 2 games, my guess is that's what's going to happen.
No surprise here, just a big-time performance for the monster. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
Joe Ingles is checked in for Utah.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
And Koufos drops them both.
And Costa Koufos, an excellent rotation center. I mean, he gets after it on the inside. He'll give you some rebounds, can block some shots. He's made himself into a factor.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Lyles. 6 to shoot. The fader gets some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team, Clark, by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark, Craig, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. So why don't we take a look now at our Jordan player of the game? He was a powerful offensive weapon tonight, scoring a double-double with points and assists, and that was the catalyst for this victory.
He was completely in sync with the whole team tonight, and you could see that in the assist numbers, which were spectacular, I might add. It's hard to imagine him having a better night passing the basketball. Man.
Anytime you deliver that sort of production we saw from him tonight, you're going to put your team in position to win. He gave them points in bunches, and when they needed them. It's not always about how much you get, but when you get those points up on the board.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.